Hoi, today we're gonna learn how to make a superior scene in ConQ-Style, alright? We start with something dirty, with dirt as our ground, the fundament of our superior scene. We need to put that boy into the correct size. We don't need tiny ass ground, alright? Nature's huge, bro. But that dirt is way too bright and white. It's so white, wokesters would start screeching and probably dying of a heart attack if they'd see that. They hate that stuff. So just let's make the dirt brown, because all the dirt I know is brown. Wait, I'm talking about the dirt, bro. No racism intended here, chill. Alright. Since that mesh of the dirt object is properly UV'd, we can also scale the texture in X and Y direction to make that low-resolution texture appear more detailed for the price of repetition, but it won't be really visible, so it doesn't matter too much. Also, we need to fix that specularity. That dirt is way too blingy. Need to remove that shit, otherwise it looks weird, like a plane of diarrhea or something. Pro tip here. Keeping your workspace in order right from the start will save you lots of work later on, and you won't have to scroll for hours if you are looking for specific objects. I can only suggest it. Folders, especially correctly named folders, are your friends. Now what to do? Let me think for a moment. I think I'm going for some old-ass ragged cornfield with some elements of ancient ruins, something in the fantasy direction. Just need to bring it in position, not too close, not too far. From the position we'll make our screenshot later on. I will make a line of that corn. I can simply duplicate the corn for more corn until I have enough corn. For less repetition, I can simply rotate the corn on the y-axis by 90 degrees. No one would see it, but that's con quality, brah. One more corn patch and it should be enough corn. Another rotation, and here we go. I select now all 3 corn patches and centered them more in reference to the dirt. It's important that your corn is centered. That's some good corn here, boy. I should become a digital farmer. Guess it's time to add some ruins. I have some objects from Sin in mind. They could be exactly what I'm looking for. Let me see. Yeah, just need to see where and how to place it. I think this will be the place the final shot should be made. So let's place the ruin around here. This will look nice. Let's add another piece of ruined ruins. How else can we create a mood of everlasting evanescence? That's a good place. Not too close to the other piece, because I have an idea. I'm going to add that column and place it like it fell down in the course of time. Sometimes my creative genius surprises myself. Look at that, man. The superior conq scene is forming. Time to think about the sky. Can't have a weird gray background. We need some clouds and sunlight and stuff like that. Oh yeah, vanilla evening. That's the good shit here, oh boy. Look at that. Some stupids would cry about the amount of bloom, because they are stupid. Don't listen to the haters, man. Bloom makes everything better. Think that's a good placement of the sun, so it shines through the arch. Very spiritual or something. I don't know. I don't believe in stupid shit. Now I should adjust the actual overall light that represents the sun. Otherwise the shadows might face in the wrong direction. Most people wouldn't notice, but a little realism can't hurt now and then. Yeah, that's good enough. Can't complain about that angle. But the color isn't right. I can't accept that. That's better, but the lighting isn't finished. I will adjust the IBL settings a little bit and add another overall light without shadows for additional lighting. This will brighten things up. Just some adjustments here and there. Yeah, that looks nice. Very good. Of course, the scene isn't finished. Need to add some more details. The background could need something, like a mountain maybe. I think I'm just going to use a cliff I ported at some point. That's some nice background there, Clifford. That's how I named the cliff. Should have named it that way in the resolver file. It truly improved the scene very much, but it's still too empty. In a nature scene, it's smart to add some plants. Smartly placed, they can cover all the ugly shit you want to hide. Maybe I should plant a garden on my face. Guess I start with some dandelions. That shit's everywhere anyway, so why not also in my conch scene? I'm gonna place it here, in between the ruins. But it doesn't really matter. It's not like I could ruin those ruins. As always, I like to keep my scene neatly organized. Can't have unsorted shit floating around for too long. I'm gonna duplicate that dandelions and put it more to the right. Some scaling and rotation to make it look more unique. Time to add some new plants. Can't have all being dandelions and corn. Grass makes sense. First I'm going to bring it into the correct height, and then think about where to place it. Maybe here. Or maybe behind the column. I don't know. That's a way better place for that grass. Now I will add more grass, put it into the correct folder, and copy the position of the grass I just placed, so I can paste that position onto the new grass. This should speed up the placement at least a little bit. That looks great. Now I will add even more plants. Can't have enough of that green stuff laying around, even though your performance could suffer. Plants often come with lots of vertices. Some patches of moss should be great, when I scale up the size a little bit. I'm going to fill that area with moss of different kinds. This will look great. Looks a little bit like puke. Gonna need to think about how high I actually want that moss to be. It's moss after all. Time for another patch. That patch is a little greener, so I guess I bring it more to the front so we have some sort of sexy gradient going on there. It's subtle, and subtle is good. Another patch of pukey moss. Looks less pukey than the others. That's all right. I can use it to connect the other moss patches in a sense so it appears more natural. I add one last patch of moss. That should be enough of the moss then. In the front this should be best, so we can increase the sense of depth in the scene. Just need to fix the height of the moss. They're kind of floating as I see now. Floaty moss crisis averted. Gonna add some random bush now, because nature looks quite random to me most of the time. Yeah, I'm gonna let that bush peek weirdly over that wall, kinda like a pervert bush. But it's too green and ruins our gradient. So let's work with the colors to make it fit more into the scene. Yes, like that. I think I'm going to add a rock to the right side. It will be behind the corn patches to block out the horizon. Don't like that impression of wideness in that scene. A mossy block seems to be what I'm looking for. This also means I need a new folder for rocks. It can be annoying keeping everything in order, but I think it's worth it, especially when you plan to share your scene with others, so they know what the hell is going on there. I want it directly behind the corn, not inside that field. Otherwise the corn would clip out of that rock. Can't have superior mutant corn growing in rocks in my superior conch scene. Need to bring it all the way down and then scale it a little bigger. That looks already fine as fuck. Ah, but now it's clipping into the field. Damn mutant corn. There, no superpowers for you, corny boys. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. Now I have another fantastic idea. Since this is a fantasy-themed scene, I should add some magical themed tower. But first I need to find one. Way too close. That shit needs to be way back. I'm gonna put it on top of Clifford, obviously. That's the best strategical placement for dark magical towers. But in comparison to Clifford, the tower is way too big. Need to scale it down a little so it doesn't look weird. What the fuck is that ground? I hope I can remove it via renderer editor. Nice. I don't need that ground. I have already brown dirt, formerly white trash. This tower fits perfectly into the mood of the scene. For ruins, corn, and a dark tower, this sure looks quite romantic. Looks better than my neighborhood, that's for sure. It's absolute conch-worthy, but it would be even better when I add some fucked up trees on top of Clifford. Not many, just a bunch. Decisions. What kind of tree I'm going to place there? I guess I go with swamp trees. Clifford isn't technically a swamp, but those trees look fucked up enough to be placed near a dark tower. That tree already fell over. I just will place it into the cornfield. It makes it wilder. That's a good thing in this case. Here we go. That's a tree I can put up there. Need to hide that menu for a second so I can see that corner. That tree is too big. I don't want it to look too huge compared to the Dark Tower and Clifford itself, of course. Still a little bit too big. That's way better. I'm going to sort all that stuff into the background folder, where it belongs. You might wonder why. Well, because it's in the background. Let's put another swampy tree up there. That one looks extra evil. I guess I will place it nearer to the Dark Tower. It also can be a little bit bigger. Yeah, that's the spot. One last tree up there, so the tall one doesn't feel so alone. I make that one even smaller. Can't have them looking like twins. This brings me joy. Happy little trees on Clifford's head, near a tower of an evil wizard or something worse. Like a woke wizard. Next, I think I will add some of my popular conch grass one, and throw that shit right into the cornfield. It's wild after all, and I want it to look wild and cover that boring-ass dirt as much as possible. I'll make it a little bit greener, though. Brings a little distortion into our gradient, but that's okay. Need some more of that grass. Placing and coloring that grass takes a little time. Just enjoy the music or whatever. This one I will place further into the back, because there are still some spots I want to hide. The same on the other side. Look at that. I can make a little test with the depth of field, because in the end, I want the background to be slightly blurred out, to hide the lack of pixels in the cube map. Yeah, that's not what I had in mind. That's my vision when I drank too much. That's more like it. Just a very slight blur, enough to blur the sky. Yeah, that would be great. Of course you should save now and then. I waited far too long and completely have forgotten to do it. This can easily end in a disaster that makes you want to claw your eyes out. I think I'm pretty much finished with the general scene, but I sure want to add a character into that. The question is who I'm going to add here. Well, it's a fantasy scene, so some fantasy-themed character, obviously. What could fit into such theme? What do you think? If you said goblins, I might gonna slap your face. Obviously, I'm speaking about sexy elves. Elves are like Bloom. They make everything better. Remember that. I decided to go with Valeria Moonmother and gave her already a fitting outfit I collected at some point. I think her hair looks too bright for that general lighting, though. Let's see if I can do something about that. Changing the render queue doesn't help much in this case. Sometimes that's enough to make the shadows work properly. So I'm just gonna cheat and make the hair simply a little bit darker, so it fits the scenery. That looks good. But look at that. The reflectiveness of Dem pants and skirt looks super weird. Her pants are shining as bright as the beacons of Gondor. Can't have a massive horde of riders of Rohan coming over just to find a single elf chilling in some ancient ruins, and no massive orc hordes in sight for them to fight against. That would be just cruel. I need to try to improve this. All right, let's start with the pants and see if there is hope. That's better. Let's do the same with the skirt. Now let's look at the boots. What the fuck is going on with them? Nothing happens. Let's try to make it simply darker. That's good enough. Maybe we don't even need to see them. So that's how she looks in that scene. Kinda small. Let's try some poses and see if they fit. A sitting pose on the column. Could be a possibility, but that's not really what I'm looking for. She's kind of drowning and fading into the background, but she should be the main focus. Also, the skirt isn't acting very good in a sitting pose. I'm going to turn off the depth of field for now, to be able to see better. Yeah, that's not good. No sitting pose for her. She needs to come to the front so we can admire her beauty without binoculars. I have a ton of standing poses. I should find something fitting for her. Maybe that. Kinda makes her butt explode in size. Maybe that then. Deactivated some parts of the skirt earlier, as they were messing with the sitting pose too much. So now I can reactivate them. Stop looking at her jiggling boobs, you pervert. I'm a little bit unhappy with that pose. I don't know why, but I know it can be better. How about this? That's kind of cute. But the hand is clipping into herself. Looks like it would hurt. Let's give her some relief. And the other hand looks too weirdly placed. Let's try something more natural. Now let's think about her expression. I'm going for something happy here. She's in an original Conq scene after all, and she's an original Conq character. Those are two good reasons to be happy. Let's do some more fine-tuning with blend shapes via HSPE. She needs to look slightly happier, but not crazily happy. It's not like she has blue hair and just murdered her first white male or aborted another of her potential children. We are slowly getting there. Just need to try some shit out. No idea what those words mean, and I'm too lazy to remember them. That looks perfect. Now back to her hand. Maybe in the default poses there is something fitting. There are several presets that are all right. Really depends on what you're going for. I don't really know what's the aim here. Maybe you just met her and offered her a banana because why the hell not? And she asks, "For me?" But I don't know if sexy elves would like bananas. That's good enough. Time to put that cute lady into her folder. Some slight adjustments. Blush is always good, but you don't really see that in this light. Some of that skin shine can't hurt also. So back to the depth of field. Whoops, need to readjust the depth. Now what? Let me think. I think a camera tilt can always make things a little bit more interesting. Oh yeah, and maybe we can make that glowing thingy up there more glowy. This would be an eye catcher. Just increase the brightness and adjust the color. Maybe here. Yeah, that's all right. I'm going to add a little spotlight into the scene to improve the lighting of Valeria herself without influencing the scene too much. But first I'm readjusting the camera because I loaded the wrong camera position, as I forgot that I saved it in slot 3. I'm sorry. I'm old. Also, that hand could need another little tweak. Just need to place it accordingly. It can be tricky. Probably I will try to make it shine on her from the side and slightly above. Like that, but it's too bright. Need to adjust the colors as well, like always. Let's see. Let's try it again from a different angle. Did I say it can be tricky? Hard to get the orientation right sometimes. Yeah, that goes into the right direction. Maybe some color and brightness tweaks. Just let's try something out. Trial and error is a universal concept that ultimately leads to success or self-destruct. But that looks great. Of course, we need to keep things tidy, always. I just had an idea to bring in 2 more little details. Skulls. Skulls and fantasy go hand in hand. I don't know why, but it'd be like that. But first, let's adjust the camera a little bit. That looks nice and captures everything. Now let's place the beast skull. I think I will just place it in the corner of the first ruin. It looks so empty and sad. A skull surely will improve the mood of that area, or do the complete opposite. It looks kind of bright for staying in that shadow. We need to do something about that. Yes, that's better. And now to the bird skull totem. I will place that on the second ruin. This place looks like it was made for it. Feng Shui pro tip, just add skulls to your rooms and gardens. The more the better. When you add enough skulls, no one will come over to annoy you. At the end, we sure should clean up all the things we don't need it and don't forget to save. Otherwise, it was all for nothing. And that's it. If you paid attention, you should now be able to create a scene in ConQ-Style. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and learned some new tricks and secrets of conkyology.